Welcome back to the Now Morning Show. So we're shifting to a different conversation, super entertaining, talking about science fiction. A brand new film, Tamia, The First Battle Gen, is going to be released on the 18th of May. In studio is no stranger to the Now Morning Show, Ancil Harris, director, and main actress, Ambika Boodhu, who is Tamia, but I believe in a different form, right?
Sort of.
Sort of in a different form. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
It's a pleasure to have you here on the show. Let's get straight into what inspired Tamia.
Basically, Tamia was a branch off of Visa Claw.
Okay.
So her character appeared in that in that project, and we decided to go and do a spin-off of her story. Telling her story, yeah.
So, Ambika, how did it feel to find out that a spin-off was coming from Visa Claw for you?
It felt good, of course. Yeah. I was very excited. It's a short film. It's not very long, but all the same, it was very, very exciting, and it felt really wonderful to be a part of it.
Excellent. Now, you know, as you mentioned, short film, people think that because it's short, that means that it takes a short time of prepreparation, but that's definitely not the case, right?
Definitely.
So walk us through what it was like creating this.
So basically, we had the concept. So I talked to the screenwriter, and we had the concept of the idea. Then we had to make the costume. So the costume took probably about 3 months to make. Right?
3 months?
Yeah, because
Wow.
to come up with the concept, and then we went to the final design, and then after that it was just the period of making it and building it and doing tests to make sure it fit in her right and all these kind of things.
It's giving you know, some James Cameron kind of energy this morning on the Now Morning Show. Ambika, what was it like putting on that costume?
It was empowering. It felt really exciting, like I said before, but it had the challenges because think RoboCop, Mandalorian. So it was a bit trying to get used to the motions and the movements in that suit. Not to mention visually seeing through that helmet was a little challenging too. And then it was hot, so we had to film out in that blazing hot sun with the rain thrown in there in between. So it was challenging but fun and exciting, something I'll never ever forget.
It sounds exciting. I mean, you tugged on my heartstrings when you said Mandalorian, because that was not an easy suit. We know that from looking up behind the scenes. So can only imagine the challenge that you went through, and you're so tiny as well. So dealing with that,
but that's why it felt so empowering to wear it. You know, I put it on and I felt like, who doesn't want to feel like a superwoman?
So this is it, and I really want to hear a bit more about your character. But before we get to that, one of the things that Ambika would have just mentioned is the fact that you're shooting in the sun, you're shooting in the rain. What were the shooting conditions like? How long were they? What sort of things?
We shot probably about maybe approximately 2 to 3 hours for every time we went on set. The weather conditions was harsh too because the sun was blazing, so we had to take like breaks in between. And then we shot in one of those quarries, in those sand quarries. So it's even hotter.
My goodness.
Yeah. But we wanted that aesthetics, so it'll make it look like that alien type of world, you know. So that's the reason why we went to those spots.
Okay.
But it was fun. It was fun. Yeah,
it sounds like it was fun. I'm looking forward to seeing this. Ambika, shooting in that quarry with that entire suit, do you think it helped you to really develop your character and get into character?
In terms of sweating and feeling the emotions more intensely, it wasn't very hard to feel that because it was all around me. But I actually connected with the character as well. So because she was serious, she had issues going on that she had to resolve. So the environment plus the character of Tamia, I felt it, I connected. So it wasn't hard.
Let's talk a little bit about your character, because you said Superwoman. You've also used the term RoboCop and Mandalorian, so it sounds like a real modge podge of all these powerful characters.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Tamia.
So as Ancil mentioned, she's a super soldier type. She's a warrior. An alien one, of course. She's not human. She looks human, but she's from Capernaum, an alien world. And she has issues. She had a very trying childhood. So she has to resolve that past, that trauma from her past. So that's what the short film is about, her resolving that to move ahead to be the soldier that she is today.
Sounds good. Ancil, are we going to see more things coming out of Capernaum?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, we're shooting one right now to release in July. And then we're doing a a Visa Claw Part 2, which well, most likely will be next year. Wouldn't be this year anymore. We was aiming it for like September this year to be in cinemas, but the way our filming was going for the other projects, look like next year stuff. But in July, you'll get to see another project that is connected to me and Visa Claw and all these other things.
Awesome. So let's shift a bit to the business side of the conversation. Science fiction and the film landscape in Trinidad and Tobago. How challenging or not challenging has it been to maneuver and infiltrate the landscape with this genre?
It's been cool. The reason why it's been cool is that for the past 2 years we're doing something called School Superhero Tour.
Okay.
Right, where we go to different schools and highlight those characters to the kids, and that has been very successful. We have one coming up on the 29th of this month, where we go into the school and they're going to look at the entire Visa Claw film. So we have our demographic with the kids, comic book people, sci-fi, you know, persons who into those things. We did a cosplay event as well, I think back in March, and then we have a couple coming up for the summer and for October. So we know the demographic, so it's just keep building that base or that fan base within that demographic.
Awesome. Ambika, when these school tours happen, do you get to go in your suit?
I haven't as yet. I haven't had the opportunity as yet.
I mean, I'm sure the children would enjoy it, that's for sure. And we want to enjoy it as well. So tell us, where can we see Tamia?
Right. So this Saturday will be at gtnetworktv.com. And well, pretty soon it will also be on TTT. Well, once organize the dates and stuff like that, right? But it's really exciting. It's something really out of the box, something really different, and we're really excited for you guys to see.
I mean, we're excited as well. It's great to see that you are also flying this flag rather, of science fiction in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Because we see, of course, we preserve our history, we want to preserve our culture, we storytell, so we focus on folklore a lot. But to see science fiction now come to the fore, hats off to you and your entire team. How big is your team?
Our team is big, you know, but for different projects is different.
We have different crews for different projects.
Crews for different projects. For Tamia, it was approximately maybe about 10 people. I wasn't much. I had costume designers. Well, I'm the director. It had the director of photography, and a couple other people was involved in it.
Awesome. One of the things that we didn't get to touch on, how many days did you shoot?
We shot.
Ambika's face.
I think we shot about probably 10 days or something. But it was
on
10
and off. It extended over
a couple months.
Many months. Like about a year. So on and off. And then based on weather conditions, you might have to defer, put it off, until it's better.
Many months, but it's a short. So how long is the short?
20 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, a lot of work goes into these few minutes.
A lot of work goes into these few minutes. That is something that is so true.
But one of the challenging things though was we had to look at the weather.
Okay.
To see if we could film, and then we have to look at costuming because she wasn't the only one in a suit. We had like the villain he had prosthetics and different things, and then we had a next character that she was purple. She's purple, so all these things you had to consider as well too, and we had to make sure like everything fall into place. Yeah,
absolutely amazing. Looking forward to this, and I'm really looking forward to the costuming. That it sounds like a lot of work, aside from the 10 days, all the makeup and everything as well. What's in the future for GT Networks, right? What's in the future for GT?
We just producing a lot more films, so it'll be television, cinema, film festivals, these things like that. We want to really bring more awareness to the film culture in Trinidad and Tobago. So we think that the school stuff is a big thing in terms of educating the kids about local films. You know, because most of the times when we go into these schools, they're not really sure about, they say, oh, it has local film, they don't know, you know, so we really want to educate them about it, but at the same time, have it as fun as entertainers as well, so they could appreciate it, and become fans and stuff like they could grow up with these characters, you know.
Definitely, and that's the beauty of it, growing up in something that has grown right here at home. Ambika and Ancil, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
Looking forward to the 18th of May with that launch and having you back on to talk about more projects.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks.
Stay tuned. There's more coming up right after this short break on the Now Morning Show. You never know. Something new every morning.